Shevuot Tov, Mishnah Yomi continues in chapter 4 of Shevuot, Mishnayot 5 and 6. Mashbia ani aleichem. Reuven shows up to two guys and says, I impose an oath. I'm demanding an oath on you. Im lo tavo, if you do not come, utuduni, and testify on my behalf in court, sheyesh li biyad ploni pikadon, that I own a pikadon, a deposit in the hands of someone else. So Reuven is saying, I gave Shimon something to hold on to and take care of, and you two saw me give it. I need you to testify that I gave it, so he'll give it back. And also, utsumet yad. This means I also lent him money, and you saw that as well. It's from Lashon sim yad. You put into hand. When someone asks for cash as a loan, you put it into his hand. The gozel, and also you saw him steal something from me. The aveda, and he also has something in his possession that I lost. Now, we're talking about when all four situations apply at the same time. It could be that Shimon is working as a sharecropper on Reuven's land, and Reuven, it lent him some money to improve the field, and also let him borrow the lawnmower, and also he had dropped a ring in the field, and then Shimon found it, and then also Shimon kind of took more branches than he's supposed to, which is a form of gezela. So all of these things could apply. So these two witnesses answer, Shvua she'ein anu yodim lecha edut. One oath, we're making an oath that we do not know testimony about you. So if in fact they did know, and they should have come to testify, ein chayavin ela achat. They're chayav once, they've breached one oath, even though there were four potential components to their testimony. But what if they said, Shvua she'ein anu yodin, sheyesh lecha biyad ploni bikadon, we're making an oath that we don't know that you have a deposit in Shimon's hand, utsumat yad, and also we don't know about the loan, v'gozel, we also don't know about his theft, v'aveda, we also don't know that he has your lost object. Chayavin okol achad v'achad. In this case, they are liable for four separate oaths because there are four different components to the testimony, four different claims in court. Now the Mishnah brings a case of one claim in court, but for different items. Mashbia on the aleichem. Reuven comes and says, I'm imposing an oath on you, im lo tavo v'tidiri, if you don't come to court to testify on my behalf, sheyesh li biyad ploni, that Shimon has a pikadon, chitin, surin, kusmin. It's chitin, wheat, it's barley, surin, and kusmin, it's spelt. It's three different items in his possession. If they respond, we're making an oath that we do not know testimony. Ein chayavin ela achat. If they are wrong, they're only liable for breaching one oath. If they say shvua she'ein anu yodin lecha edut, we don't know testimony. Sheyesh lecha biyad ploni chitin, about the wheat, the sarin, about the barley, a kusmin, and also about the spelt. Also chayavin okol achat v'achat. They can be liable for breaching three separate oaths. Now, onto Mishnah Vav, where the theme here is going to be, it's only when the claim is for mammon, for money, for what we call restitution in modern phrase, that's when the Shevuot Edut applies. So Mishnah Vav, Mashbia on the aleichem, Reuven shows up and says, I'm imposing an oath on you, im lo tavo tirini sheyesh li biyad ploni nezik. If you don't come and testify that Shimon caused damage to me or my property, he owes me nezek. Nezek is the restitution portion of the compensation. We learned all about this in Bava Kama. V'chatzi nezek, or for half damages. Now this is a case back in the first chapter of Bava Kama of tzrorot. Tzrorot is pebbles or small stones. Shimon's animal kicked small stones onto Reuven's property and broke things. So it's a halach l'Moshe b'Sinai, Sumchus brings in the Gemara, that this is half damages. It pays half damages. It's a little bit attenuated from full damages. That's what the Bartanura points out here. And there's another Chatzi Nezek we might remember from Bava Kama of Shor Tam, an animal that's not muad, an animal that's not been warned. That's actually a knas. That's not considered mammon restitution. It's considered a penalty payment, but it's considered that the owner of that ox had no real way of knowing the ox would cause this damage, so it's really only a penalty payment and not mammon restitution. The Mishnah goes on, tashlume kefil, or a double payment. And that's if Shimon stole something from Reuven, he pays back twice. Now, the first half of that payment is mammon, is restitution, and the second half is knas. So there is a monetary restitution claim there. Or tashlume arba v'chamisha, if he stole a sheep or an ox. Recall a sheep is 4 times, an ox is 5 times. We explained in Bava Kama. So the principle, the actual value of the animal is a monetary claim. The above and beyond parts is a knas. Or the Mishnah adds, V'sha'onos ish ploni et biti, upita et biti, or this other guy, he violated, God forbid, my daughter, or he seduced my daughter. So in that case, the Torah has a knas, a 50 shekel knas, and if the girl and her family agree that they want to get married, they can force this man who seduced her to actually marry her, and he can never divorce her. So that penalty, that 50 shekel penalty, is not what we're discussing here, but it's damages and it's embarrassment and it's claims that can be made in court above and beyond that automatic fine that she's entitled to in such a situation. Next case in the Mishnah, Sheikoni b'ni, or my own son struck me. Now, we learned that in Sanhedrin, that a child who strikes a parent can be liable for the death penalty. So then they wouldn't be paying any money. Well, that's if there's actually a wound. If there's actually a wound, then yes, they're liable to the death penalty, wouldn't pay anything. But if it's something that doesn't cause a wound, maybe, then there's still a claim for embarrassment, for pain and suffering, and the like, even if there's no actual physical damage. V'shechavul b'chaveri, or another guy injured me, v'shechidlik at gudishi, or he set fire to my haystack, my property, b'Yom Kippurim, and it was on Yom Kippur. Now that's interesting because on Shabbat, these actions might bring a death penalty, potentially, or a chatat penalty, and he wouldn't pay. But on Yom Kippur, there's a limud that he would indeed pay, even though he's also liable for violating Yom Kippur. So, harei elu chayovin. In all of these cases, if the witnesses falsely swear they don't know anything about these liabilities because there is money at stake, there's a financial claim for restitution, then these witnesses have breached their Shevuot and are liable. Yishar kochachem, Shevuot tov.